Hello everyone, welcome to this video which is going to tell you all about the different pricing that is available in Zapier and also take you through the steps of basically just signing up for an account. So if you haven't watched our previous video already on how to actually get started with Zapier and what it is actually all about, because maybe you're confused of what the hell it even is, just please click on this video right at the bottom of the screen and it'll take you to that video. I'd recommend you watch that one first before you start looking into the pricing and signing up for your account. Now, when it comes to the pricing of Zapier, there are different ones. So I'm just going to change this to British pound. So there is, as you can see, several different packages, and knowing which one is right for you is going to be vital. The first one you've got here is the free version. Now, the free version is actually what the majority of my clients end up actually using, and it's a very good starting point in actually getting started with automations inside your business. And what this allows you to do, so the biggest thing is it allows single-step zaps. If you watched the previous video, you may understand this a bit better, but what it basically means is that you can only do one thing. So for instance, if your trigger was that somebody signs up for a product on WooCommerce, you would then be able to add them into your email marketing. But you wouldn't also at the same time be able to say add them to your CRM. Or you wouldn't be able to have a filter in the middle, such as if the product they bought from WooCommerce was X, then I want you to add them to my email marketing list and whatever that is. So it all depends on how complex you're going to be getting with things. I will be covering the filters and all the different steps like that inside another video, so watch out for that one, and that may help you decide if this is the right path for you or not. As you can see here, it says you can have 5 zaps. So basically each little automation you set up is one zap. So for instance, if you had a zap that meant when someone purchases a WooCommerce product, they get added to email marketing, that's one zap. If you've got it where when they, I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head now, when someone makes a purchase on Stripe, the details are automatically added to your QuickBooks. That's another zap. And then you might have another zap, so when you publish a YouTube video, it automatically goes out as a Facebook post as well. That'd be your third zap. So you get all these different zaps that you can possibly set up. You get 5 of them. This 15-minute update time, it's not always valid. It is always pretty much instant, but it does mean that if Zapier is really busy or for certain programs, there will be a 15-minute delay time. But honestly, I've been using it a long time, Zapier, and the only time I've noticed the delay actually counts is when it comes to when you're using Gmail in your apps. All the other ones tend to be straight away. And the biggest one here as well is this 100 tasks a month. So let's just say you had a zap set up, which I used earlier in an example, which is someone purchases a product on WooCommerce and then they get added into your email marketing system. So say 5 people make a purchase on this one day, then that's going to run that zap 5 times. And it's going to take up 5 tasks because they're just doing one step. If it was a multi-step one, so say that if statement was in the middle, then what would happen is each time that ran, it would take up 2 tasks. So it depends on how many things is happening inside that zap. But because you're on the free account, only one thing will be happening. So this means every month you can run 100 people, basically, through the zap, for instance. And this isn't per zap, this is overall. So if you did have 5 zaps and you use 50 on another, you'd only have 50 that's going to be spread across all 5 zaps still. So that's the free version. Now, this is the starter package. This is what majority of people go up to. I don't have many people on the higher ones at the moment because they don't really need it. And what this all does, it starts giving you some really good, powerful features. So one of the biggest things is you get more zaps. So as you start using Zapier, you'll start just having brainwaves of other zaps that you can potentially use for your business. So you'll start realizing you might go over that 5 and you need to go to the 20. It gives you multi-step zaps, and this is fantastic. I use it especially for like if else's. I've had zaps which have had 14 multi-steps inside of them, and there's lots that you can do. So for instance, it could be someone purchased a product off WooCommerce, and if you're on the free plan, it doesn't matter what that product is, they're getting added to your email marketing system. Whereas you might want to be a bit more complex, and you might want to say, you might have like 10 zaps set out because you've got 10 products. And it then could be, right, if they purchase a product basically, so they purchase product A, and then it would have an if in the middle of the zap, and it'd check if that product was product A, and if it's product A, you want to then add them to something else. So you might add them to a specific list for product A in your email marketing. And then you may have a pretty much exact same zap set up, but the if statement instead is checking for if it's product B. And if it's product B, then I want you to add them to this list inside my email marketing, etc. It could also be, say that you use uploading videos to YouTube and you wanted it to automatically post them onto your go on Facebook page. You may actually have it in there saying, check to see if it's a public video, and if it's not public, I don't want you to share it on my social media, because you may put some unlisted videos up, for instance. That's what we mean by that. You also get filters, which is really good. I really like filters. So what you can do is basically have these several different ones on there. So you've got the if else, which I've mentioned. They combine with the formatter very well. It could be that you have, oh god, there's countless filters, but trust me, it's good. And then the only main difference that I would recommend you go to the professional plan is that you get this custom logic paths. So very similar to the instance I've just mentioned, where someone purchases a product, it checks if it's A in one zap, it checks if it's B in zap 2, in zap 3 it's checking if it's C. You could have actually had just one zap, and then you'd have some custom logic paths inside of it. So basically they would come down to it and it would say, right, we've got these 3 different routes that it could potentially go down. So route A could be checking if it's product A, route B could be checking if it's product B, and group C could be checking if it's product C. It achieves the same as having 3 different zaps set up, so it obviously saves you time on the zaps. And you can also have auto replay on, which means if a zap fails, it will automatically replay just in case it was a temporary error. But the ones that I can see you guys using would potentially be the free version or the starter version. As you can see, this is £15.10 if you went and paid it annually, and it's £22.65 if you paid a month. So let's just sign up for an account. All you'd have to do is click sign up. You can either do it this way, or you can do sign up with Google. So we'll just sign up with Google. Now you'll go through this onboarding process, which is asking you how you're going to automate stuff. It's asking who you are, so the more than likely you may be the business owner. It's saying what industry are you in. If you can't find your industry, there's always an other option available. Then it'd ask you to type it in. So that can be an industry, can't it? And then how many employees you've got. And then this bit is if you want to receive marketing emails. I do not, because I already get them to another inbox. And then you press continue. Now this is saying what kind of apps do you use, so that it can suggest things to you. So already it knows I use all the Google stuff because this was a Gmail account that I signed up on it. And then I could be like, yeah, I've got a Facebook page. I use Trello. I use Instagram. I use Dropbox. I use Microsoft Excel. I use Microsoft Office. WordPress. I do use LinkedIn. You can scroll through, literally there's loads of apps, so it is very handy to basically do a quick search and find out what you're using. Now as you can see this bit here, the premium, if you remember on the free plan you can't use premium ones. Well, I wouldn't be able to use PayPal or QuickBooks unless I was actually paying for Zapier. WooCommerce, we mentioned that one earlier. Also Shopify is a premium one as well. Just a note on WooCommerce, you do have to buy the WooCommerce Zapier plugin as well for that. So we could have Zoom, Eventbrite, Calendly. There's lots and lots of different ones in here. So as you can see, There is loads. So I would make a list before you sign up of everything that you do use, and then have just a quick scroll through, not forever, because otherwise there's a lot of apps and you'll get kind of lost. And as you can see, they're always adding stuff, so you can see a lot of things are in beta as well. And then what you would do is just click finish setup. So now, based off of the fact of what it knows that the kind of things that I'm using, it's actually telling me here some ideas of what I may actually create. So that can start giving you an idea. You do get a 14-day free trial, so you will have the paid features for now, but just bear in mind that you are getting them just for the time being, and it will go back to the free plan, which is 100 tasks and 5 zaps. It's giving you a free trial of the professional version. So I hope that's helped you in basically learning more about what Zapier is. And in the next video, what I will do is I will show you more about the filters, the formatters, and things like that you can use inside Zapier.